Hello, Beard Wizard family. Welcome back to the show. This is Battle of the Beer Advent Calendars Day 17. It's a live review show where I am pitting a German beer Advent calendar, the one available from Costco, a lot of us are familiar with, and the Illinois beer Advent calendar put together by Lodi Tap House here in Illinois, a collection of small craft breweries, independent breweries, and whatnot from all over the state of Illinois. I'm telling you day to day which one I like better. This is a non-scientific review, but I do try to hopefully make it educational and entertaining. So we'll taste each beer. I'll tell you what I think of each beer and which one I think wins the day. Currently, Germany is still winning. The contender is doing better than last year. Germany won last year by a lot, by a huge margin. This year it's pretty close. Germany is still winning, and we're getting close to the end. I think what do we got? 7 days left. We got a week of Advent left, and after today. So we'll see. Illinois is going to have to really bring out all the stops in the last week to make up some ground. But it's a much closer contest than last year. Before we jump into it, make sure you subscribe, click that red button, and join us. Come back for more. Check out the other stuff on the channel. All that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Everything that helps the algorithm. I really appreciate it. So, without further ado, up first from Germany, from Hopfenkopf Brau, hopefully I said that right, is the Schwarze Collab Stout. This is, I think, the only stout in the Advent calendar from Germany. It's the only German stout I think I've ever had. And if I remember right, last year, we had it last year, and I think it was pretty good. Now, there's not a ton of information on the brewery. It looks like they've been around since 2017. Their website's pretty minimal when it comes to information. And when I look at their product page, it looks like they only make a couple of different kinds of beers. 30J, 50J. So, yeah, not a ton of information. A relatively new brewery when it comes to German breweries, especially the ones in this Advent calendar. Some of these breweries we've been doing are hundreds of years old. So they've had a lot of time to perfect their craft, and pitting them against the Illinois breweries that have only been around for 10 or 15 years seems kind of unfair, but we've had some good beers from the Illinois side. But here, this is a young brewery being pitted against another young brewery. From Workforce Brewing in Plainfield, Illinois, the label is really cool. Not a lot of verbiage on the label, except the back here. This is called Space Tornado. It's a dry hopped pale ale. Goes into brewed with 2-row Cara malts and caramel Vienne, hopped with Amaretto, Lemon Drop, and Vic's Secret, fermented with Chico Ale yeast. That is about it. I don't even see, does it even have the ABV on this thing? Dry hopped ales are, for all intents and purposes, an IPA. If you don't like IPA, you're not going to like a hoppy pale ale. You're probably not going to like a pale ale if you don't like IPAs. And so we'll see how they do. I'm not an IPA guy. You guys know this. My buddy Jeremy's probably going to enjoy this one. But we'll see. I have been surprised by a lot of the beers in the Illinois calendar. I've expected worse and been mildly or pleasantly surprised by a lot of what we get. So we're going to let Illinois go first. It is a very hazy, but more of an amber colored pale ale. It's a little darker than I expected. It had a beautiful head on it when it poured, which has diminished slightly, but you can see it's still sticking to the glass. It actually doesn't smell as hoppy as I would expect, especially from a hopped pale ale, like a dry hopped or a hoppy pale ale. It doesn't smell that bitter. It'll probably be bitter, but we'll see. All right. Cheers. Okay. Not as bad as I expected. It's still hoppy, but it's not it's not like a lot of IPAs that is just so bitter, like drinking tea. It's honestly not. There's a little bit of sweetness on the back end too that I didn't expect. It's still bitter. It's still not a beer I would drink regularly. I don't hate it. It's not bad at all. It's probably one of the least hoppy of the pale ale IPA styles that we've had in the box so far. It doesn't make me want to rinse my mouth out with something, just to get rid of the taste. But it's not for me, that's for sure. But if you like IPAs, if you like pale ales, it's got a good clean taste. I'm getting other flavor notes other than just bitter hoppiness, which is usually what IPAs are. It's just straight hoppiness, and it's rarely good. All right. And from my Oktoberfest glass stein with my name on it, that is a light colored stout. It's hard for you to see here, but when I look through this, it's dark brown. A stout is usually black as old motor oil. It did have an okay head when I poured it, not a ton, so it's a very light sort of stout. And if I remember last year, it didn't taste like I would expect from a stout. It's not what you would expect from, say, a European, or I would say European, Germany's in Europe. It's not what you expect from, say, an English stout or an American stout. It was pretty mellow, so we'll see if it is the same. Prost. Yeah, that's really good. Again, not as bitter as I expect. I remember this from last year, thinking that it's not bitter like most stouts. It's actually got a bit of a sweet flavor to it. It's more like a Dunkel or a double Bock than a stout, honestly. So it doesn't quite fit what you would expect from a stout. And honestly, it's not that great. There's some weird flavors going on in there that I don't like, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah, this is a weird day because I don't dig either one of these beers. I really don't. I definitely have to give it to Illinois for the can. That can is gorgeous. The pale ale is a pale ale. It tastes more like a pale ale. It fits all the, exact expectations and notes. While the stout, that's not a stout. And I think if I remember right, I think I said the same thing last year. It's just not. It's a double Bock. It's a really heavy Dunkel. It's not a stout. It doesn't taste anything like a stout. It doesn't feel like a stout. The can, I think this is going to come down to which beer is more like it's supposed to be, whether I like it or not, and which one has the best can. I think we're going to give it to Illinois today. Like I said, if you like pale ales, if you like IPAs, I think you will really like this beer. If you like hoppy beers, you will like this beer. I don't, but I also don't like the stout. It's just not. Neither one of these are pleasant for me, but this one more closely fits what it's supposed to be. It more closely fits the expectations. So we're giving it to Illinois today. They're still behind by a couple days, a couple points, but like I said, we got a week left. So we'll see how they do the rest of the week and where we come out at the end. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. Let me know what you think in the comments if you've had these beers before. And I will see you guys tomorrow for day 18 and for Beard Wizard Reviews. And I've got some time off coming up, so you're going to see a lot more content on the stream as well after the Christmas week. So I will see you guys all again soon. You have a great one. Much love.